Hey comic fans, your pal David here, give you guys another edition of the Comic Fix. Now this is part 3 in this week of reviews. Sorry this video came out a little bit late. I've been really busy with work, but now I have time to do some videos. So the first up is The Flash, issue number 12. The Rogues are finally all together, and their leader is this female named Glider. So they start out their plan to destroy the name of the Flash and eventually Keystone City. Now, will the Flash be able to stop them in time, or will the Rogues finally win the day? Well, just have to read this book to find out. Great things about this book is that Francis Manapul, who writes the book, is back on at art. And he just ups this book so much. Just like J.H. Williams III, when he writes Batgirl and draws Batgirl, the book is just instantly better. You could say the same thing about this title. There's a way that he draws the Flash when he's going the speed and how the effects are around him and how the characters that are around him are just standing still because he's going so fast are all in black and white while he's in color. It's done very, very well. And I'm actually really enjoying the story. The story with the Rogues is just some fun scenes to be had. And this is definitely a prelude to the annual that's going to be coming up next week. And with that annual, I can just see it's just going to be a big fights between the Flash and the Rogues, which is going to be really cool to see. And I hope we get some really cool reveals out of that annual. And Glider. I don't know if she was part of the old DC universe, but here in the New 52 is my first time ever introduced to this character. So cool. And I just love the first scenes where the Flash and her meet, and he's like, whoa, she's so beautiful, and all this different type of stuff, just in love with who she was, or what she looked like, and it just stopped him right in his faces. It was really cool to see, and I'm just really glad to be reading this book. This book, with issue number 12, instantly got a lot better since Francis Manapul's come back on art. Not to say that Marcus 2 did a bad job, because he did not do a bad job whatsoever. But Marcus Manapul, he definitely does a great job at conveying his message through his art and as he's writing. So with that being said, I'm going to give The Flash, issue number 12, a 4 out of 5. Fun book. I cannot wait for the annual to come out. Now on to some books that were really lacking for me. First up is Superman issue number 12. Superman is so bad. I mean, it's so bad that it's entertaining. I mean, they just can't get this Superman right in the New 52. The storyline is that Superman has been captured by this dimensional traveler that looks a lot like Predator from the Predator movies, where he has like that that face mask and all like those weird looking dreads, and it's just like, wow, you guys really ran out of ideas, haven't you? And as this all is going on and Superman's captured, the Russian government is going to kill two birds with one stone by throwing a nuke where Superman and this Predator is and destroy two birds with one stone. So why is this book so bad? The story is just terrible. You know, the writing in here is just like, oh my god, how boring can you get? Like a couple pages in, I was just like, I'm bored. I mean, who could say that about Superman? Superman's supposed to be all these action-packed adventures, where this one was just boring as hell. And then there's a point in there where this dimensional traveler is wanting to go home, so he gets this portal going, and he's about to go home, and Superman's like, you have to stop. You killed all these people. You have to answer for your crimes. And then Dimensional Being's like, well, you guys captured me, and I was just trying to escape. And let me just go home, and I won't bother you guys ever again, because I can't even breathe on this planet unless if I have my mask. Well, why would I even want to be here? And Superman just tries to stop him from going. I mean, I was just like, wow, this is so uninteresting. The supposed bad guy in this whole situation just wants to go home, and Superman won't let him go home. Dumb as hell. And there's even a point in here, I'm not even worried about ruining this book, where the missile launch or hits down and you see this explosion, but you never see the interdimensional person escape, but it's implied that he did, but never showed it in any way. And you see Superman just coming out of the smoke and just going to this general and being like, "You knew I would escape, didn't you?" I was just like, this is terrible, terrible stuff. And I was entertained in the way that how bad it was. That's how good I can explain it. And there was nothing really good about this book. And then the points in there where they're trying to say, oh, we're not going to have Lois and Clark in here. We're going to have them with all these different people. Which I know, I already see in the news that Superman's going to be with Wonder Woman. I'm going to be doing a separate video about all that. But with this issue of Superman, it's just god-awful. And I would not recommend anybody to go pick this up. Unless if you want a really fun time with a dumb comic. If you like those sci-fi type of movies, the Sci-Fi Channel, movies made by the Sci-Fi Channel, this is the type of book you would like. So, with that being said, it gets a 1 out of 5. Just a really terrible book. And I'm really glad that they got a new writer on there. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he has to do such a better... He has the ability to do a lot better job than Dan Jurgens did on his run with Superman. Alright, next up is the Green Lanterns, the New Guardians, issue number 12. The final battle between Invictus and the Guardians is here. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything more than this. It's just a really, really big fight. And that's basically about it for this whole entire book. The art is really done really well. And you just feel all the hits that are going on. And there's some really cool scenes with Invictus and when he's about to fall, and just some really cool scenes happen here. And if you've been in with the series for the long haul, it's definitely an ending that's actually worth it. It does get some little bit more reveals on... It gets the whole reveals on how all those rings came to Kyle and what is going to happen with the annual that's going to be coming out for Green Lantern. There's some teases in there. There's some conclusions to a storyline. It's a pretty good issue. Now, is it the greatest thing that's ever happened? No, not at all. It's just a good conclusion to a pretty good story. I've been a Green Lantern fan, so I was actually interested because Kyle Rayner is my favorite Green Lantern. And I'm kind of glad to see where this series is going, and I know that we're going to be getting some new Guardians. So I'm interested to see who those new Guardians are going to be. So with that, I'm going to give Green Lanterns the New Guardians 3 out of 5. A good book, and if you're definitely been reading the series, definitely pick this one up. If you're not, wait to the 0 issue to start on with the new Guardians. And finally, if you thought Superman was bad, almost as equally bad is the Teen Titans, issue number 12. Scott Liddell. And it is Scott Liddell. Scott Liddell's the guy who's going to be coming on to Superman. And he writes the Teen Titans. Is this book great? Or is it just terrible? It is pretty bad. A mysterious armor has taken over Wonder Girl. And it's up to Superboy and Red Robin to get this armor off of her. And we also, as the middle of this fight is happening, we get introduced to a mysterious new character. Now, who is this mysterious new character, and what does he have to do with Wonder Girl? Well, you just have to read the book to find out. So, as I said, the storyline in here is not that great. I mean, I've seen so much better work from Scott Liddell. And I was just like, wow, this is pretty bad. The only good things I thought about this book was I really liked the inker that they have in this book, the guy who does all the coloring, because he does a really, really kick-ass job in this book. And I still had the same problem with the guy who does the pencil work, in that how every single male character has the same exact facial features, except for their hair may be different, or little facial hair will be different. But other than that, it's just a really boring book. A book that had an ending which you're just like, oh god, this is dumb as hell. I mean, the action sequences in here were nothing all that special. And after reading Superman, I was kind of down on the books, and this one just did not pick anything up. And there's also the conclusion to DC Universe Presents, issue number 12 in here. And the conclusion, but it's also a continuation. And it's just really, really terrible. I mean, I was I was just puking after what the garbage I read in this book. I mean, would I recommend anybody going and picking up this series? No, it's not fun. That's one thing that I've been really disappointed with the Teen Titans. It's a series where I used to go into and expect to have some really cool fun, and that's it. In here, we don't get the fun, we get the traditional action sequences, but nothing original here, nothing to the screens for me to want to read it. Now, I am going to continue reading all these series just because I want to tell you guys what's good and what's not. And it wouldn't be fair to you guys for me just to pick up the books that I considered, oh, I know I would enjoy this book, so I'll just read those and review them. No, I want to be able to tell you guys, hey, this book is really bad. So don't go and try to pick it up because you're going to be disappointed. And say you're $2.99 to buy a book like The Rocketeer, issue number 1 that came out this week. So with that being said, I'm going to give the Teen Titans issue number 12 a 1.5 out of 5. And the only reason why I give it a half a star better than Superman is because I really like the colorist that's on this book. So that's it for this week in reviews. I actually did miss one book that I haven't been able to go and pick up. I will go pick it up on Wednesday, and that is I, Vampire. And I really wish I picked that one up because I really enjoy that series. I don't know why I ever got it. And also, I'm going to be doing some reviews of some graphic novels coming up. I picked this one up, Earth 1, at my comic book store, and so I'm going to be reviewing this hopefully in a couple more days. And I actually got, oh, hold on. My friend, he let me borrow this book. And I just was thumbing through it, and I was just like, wow, this is like some great, great stuff. And that is Black Sad. If you haven't heard about this series, I would suggest everyone go out and pick this book up. Because, man, is this the most beautiful book I've ever seen. I mean, I'm just like, you look at the art is just gorgeous. There's so much detail in everything. And I'm definitely going to be reviewing this in a couple days. I mean, I cannot wait to start reading this book. Because I have not started reading it. I've just been looking at the pages. First, I'm going to read Earth 1, and then I'm going to go to Black Sad. So expect those reviews in a couple days. So, my name's David. This is The Comic Fix, and I'll see you guys next time.